My name is Linda Harris, and I have some special news and a story to share with you today. Most of us get very excited when we have guests coming to share a meal with us. For the 50th year in a row, the UUSC, our UU Human Rights and Social Justice Organization, is offering us a special way to welcome some of the people they work with from around the world as guests at our table, whether or not we get to meet them in person. Every year, from Thanksgiving through New Year, Unitarian Universalists of all ages place guest at your table boxes and other special containers on their dining tables and feed these containers daily with contributions for the work of the UUSC and its partners across the globe. Many of us contribute about the amount it would cost to feed an extra guest at their table that day. We will pass out the boxes during the offertory and in RE classes today, but this is how it works. There's a brochure in today's order of service that gives information about 4 of the partners that the UUSC works with and supports. During the guest at your table process, we imagine what it would be like to have these people as guests at our table, finding out about what the issues they're working on are and what inspires them. We think about the kind of questions we might like to ask them and look for some of the answers in the brochure and on the UUSC website. If you want to welcome even more UUSC guests, there's lots of information on the UUSC website and also on our UUSC information table on Sundays from now through the new year to help you do that. In addition to helping to collect money for the work of the UUSC, it helps us remember the real values of the holiday season lie in recognizing all we have to be thankful for and in sharing what we have with others, both at our tables at home and in the wider world, and realizing that hope and goodness can be born again and again if we help each other along the way. I want to share a personal story with all of you. For as long as I can remember, I've loved sharing a meal with people I don't know and are just barely getting to know. There's something about sharing a meal, and as the sermon title today says, breaking bread together, that allows you to get to know people in a way that almost nothing else does. So imagine my surprise and delight in 2008 to find that one of the featured guests for the year's Guest at Your Table program was Susanna DeAnda, the co-founder of the Community Water Center in California's Central Valley, and someone who I had shared a real meal with, thanks to the UUSC. Back then, the Guest at Your Table boxes had pictures of the special guest, and I've saved the box with Susanna's pictures for all these years because it brings back such special memories. This is Susanna. You can also look her up on the Community Water website and see all that she's up to now. The UUSC was involved from 2004 to 2008 with the effort to make California the first state in our country to pass a bill that makes it a law that all people in our state have a human right to clean, safe, affordable water for daily use. Seems like common sense, doesn't it? We all need water for everything from drinking to cooking to cleaning. Yet many of the people, even here in California, especially the poor communities in the Central Valley where much of our country's food is grown, had water coming out of their taps that was not safe to drink or even to take a shower with. Obviously, this is not right, but there was no law in California or any other state that made this situation against the law. One of the groups the UUSC partnered with in this effort was the Community Water Center, and a group founded by a human rights and water rights lawyer and Susanna, a community organizer, to change this situation. UUSC saw that Susanna had some great ideas, but a need for funds to carry out some of their ideas, like getting the people affected to the state capital to talk directly with government officials about the situation, and information about how to successfully lobby or explain things well to legislators in order to convince them that they should vote for a bill. There were also many people in our church who were very interested in getting this bill passed. We worked with the UUSC in a successful effort to get over 500 postcards. That's a lot of postcards to write, to the legislature about this issue. The UUSC and UU Legislative Ministry gave me training in how to lobby and try to convince legislators to make a law about this as well. I took these postcards to Sacramento to present to the legislature along with some personal testimony. There I met Susanna, who was a real powerhouse and an inspiration. She came with a bus the UUSC had rented for them that was filled to the brim with residents from small communities in the Central Valley who didn't have enough safe water and had to buy expensive bottles of water to even get safe water to drink. They told the legislative committee heart-rending stories of how people in their towns got sick from drinking and cooking and showering with contaminated water coming out of their taps. Afterwards, I shared a picnic with Susanna and her friends on the Capitol grounds that I will never forget. It was such a joyful occasion with people checking with each other to make sure they had enough to eat and were feeling good about speaking out. It was a long, hard fight to get the bill passed, but Susanna remained an inspiration throughout. I'm still in touch with her and continue to support the amazing work she and the Community Water Center continue to do to make sure this law is obeyed and other needed laws passed. The Community Water Center is just one example of the many small organizations that the UUSC has helped to support at an important time in their development and help to grow and have a large effect. I hope you will join me in participating in this year's Guest at Your Table program and helping to support this year's guest and all of the other groups and projects that the UUSC partners with. We will be collecting the boxes with your contributions in January. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Linda and Marty have been among the people who really led our support for the UUSC, which if you don't know about it, I encourage you to go read about. It's really one of the most phenomenal, transformative organizations that we as a movement have a connection to, and it continues to be transformative in its thinking. My husband's on the board, so I have some inside views on some of the work they're doing and really couldn't be prouder about what we're part of. So thank you for keeping that connection alive.